during COVID, I think we grew like 400%. A lot of people think that investors come to Pelorus for the double-digit returns, and although that's great, when we talk to them and when we think about it, all investors have some allocation to real estate and private credit in their broader portfolio or how they're thinking about things. And you want to be thinking about your allocations and diversification within that real estate private credit class. And so most people have no exposure to cannabis, and why you would want to have some allocation in private credit real estate assets is because cannabis is less impacted by a real estate or economic downturn. That's how you should be thinking about it. You should be thinking about what are your allocations from your individual portfolio of your net worth and how you're thinking about private credit. And I'm happy to share a story that in 2020, during COVID, I think we grew like 400%. The reason for that was our yield hadn't changed. It was that people realized that they were too heavily concentrated into non-cannabis private credit. And they realized that a lot of asset classes, whether it be commercial, strip malls, multifamily, nobody knew what was going to happen, where individuals can be able to pay their rent, where lenders going to be able to foreclose, where people are going to be able to go to their jobs, where they're going to be able to go to their offices, or whatever it might be, and everything was up in the air was the entire commercial and residential markets potentially going to have some issues. And during that time, we had massive inflows because people realized that even back then cannabis was deemed an essential business, but even besides that, this entire industry, which is $27 billion a year, bigger than MLB and NFL combined, that it all starts with a relatively small, as little as $25, $75 a purchase of relatively discretionary income. That's going to continue. People are going to continue to buy beer, buy cigarettes, and buy cannabis, regardless if we're in an economic downturn or real estate down cycle, or for that matter, if we're into even more serious matters. So that's how people were thinking about it, and I try to remind people that's how you should be thinking about it. It's not necessarily the yield is nice, but you should be thinking about diversity from your portfolio.